the question was to do with the Vedic worldview about fate, and there's a lot of focus in the world about, don't think negative thoughts, and so on and so forth. I guess really what is our fate? And there's fate from the Vedic perspective is that it's inevitable that through the cyclic behavior of the way that lifetimes work, and the Vedic worldview is consistent with the understanding and history and cultural understanding of about easily 3/4 of the population, that as a body dies, the consciousness itself doesn't die, it finds another body. And so if you don't attain fulfillment in a lifetime, it's not your last chance. You get diapers and nappies again, and you get high school again and all that, but, you get to have another shot at it, and another shot, and another shot like that. And so what is the overall fate of the species? Total fulfillment and realization of oneness with totality. That's the overall fate. Inside that are all kinds of options and ways of getting to that overall fate. You can take a longer time and, experiment and have all kinds of experiences that, may end up being repetition of previous research that you've done where you had the same outcome over and over and over again. Or, you can explore absolutely new ways of experiencing and doing things and shortcut all that. And, we recommend that if you're conscious enough to be able to accept choicelessness into your life, choicelessness is really an interesting subject. Choice is one of those things like focus. It's been given the sacred stamp of approval by Western society, focus. And the other one is keep your options open. Options. Have lots of options. And the fact is, lots of options is a working definition of hell. Because then you have this whole process of having to decide which option and all of the cascades that come from a decision about it is going to work best for whatever it is you're envisaging. The Vedic worldview is get rid of all the options. Get choiceless. There should be one thing. There should only be one thing. And how do you find that thing that is the evolutionary thing? At any given moment, there's actually only one thing that is the most evolutionary thing that you should be doing. There's not 10, there's one at any given moment, and it'll change tomorrow. But right now, there's only one thing which, if you do that thing, will be the means whereby evolution occurs. And how do you choose it? A very simple technique. It will be laden with charm. It'll feel charming. It'll feel, when you think about that action, it will be like a Christmas card, tidings of comfort and joy. And then other options that may seem logically to be just as good or even better, but only logically. When you think about them and contemplate those options, they'll feel like you feel a kind of fatigue in your body. You feel a kind of, and then your training, your indoctrination will tell you, go with the hard one because the hard one's correct. No pain, no gain. Vedic worldview says, no pain, no more. Follow the charm. And if you follow the charm, what happens is all options drop away. Options drop away. If you begin practicing this as a daily practice, it takes a little courage to do it. You practice it as a daily practice. What tends to happen is that nature comes in and begins supporting you in all kinds of ways. And, the opportunities for being invited into big, important, and urgent phenomena grow and grow and grow all around you. And then it's just a matter of saying yes to everything that appears that's charming. So there's always, a higher value and a lower value whenever we seem to have options. Our fate is, even if you make a mistake, even if you arrange suffering for yourself by making a mistake, you create the circumstances for suffering, it doesn't matter. You'll end up coming out of that. And is there enough time? Well, you're a time billionaire because your consciousness is not limited to a body. But then, wouldn't it be nice to be able to shortcut all this and just live a life of 24-hour bliss in this body, like right away from tonight? It's 8:30, 8:28, maybe by 8:30. Just to kind of live inside that. And it's not only conceivable to do it, it's ridiculously simple. Things that don't have that quality of charm about them, where you feel a natural repulsion, or an aversion is a better word, that's not the area of evolution. Even if logically it would appear that you could strive and make it so, it's not the area of evolution for you right now. Might be for somebody else, might be for another time. It's not right now. That option to act that is imbued with charm, go there. Now, we cannot give this speech to people who don't regularly have contact with that deep inner consciousness field. Someone who's out there looking for their next heroin fix. And, we say, oh, look, just follow the charm. They'll follow the charm straight into the next fix. But someone who is every single day, twice every day, transcending their individuality, what that's doing is it's awakening this technique's potential. This technique has potential, following charm technique, only if on a regular basis your individuality is being let go of. The wave is able to collapse and flatten into its oceanic status and then come back to being wave again. All of the reset characteristics, the factory reset, happens every time you meditate. You get reset as a vessel for cosmic intent. And, you get taken away from all the trivialization of your great brain's potential and all of that, the trivialization of it. So that's the fate, happiness.